The Mellow Vibe Show.
And we are back. Thank you all for vibing out with us right now. Y'all tuned in to the Mellow Vibe Show. We're joined by the lovely Miss Jasmine P Rain, here to get your ears wet.
Yes.
Ew.
She said, hey.
You thought I was just going to know that?
She'll casually slide over there. Gonna get your ears wet. Nah, that's a real phrase.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
a real phrase.
I didn't know that. Okay, how you
Yeah.
feeling today, girl?
I'm feeling great.
It's
How
a
are you
good
guys?
Friday.
Yes, it
I'm feeling
is
good.
a great
Most def.
Friday. Yes.
It's a great Friday to talk about
Talk about
Valentine's
sex,
Day.
Yeah,
Oh,
most def.
what? See what
All
are
right.
you talking about?
All right, so this is what we got going right now. Like, if you're single or if you're in a relationship, you got to punch a balloon.
Okay.
There it is.
Everyone
All right,
got to
cool.
punch it. Basically, if you're single or in a relationship.
Yep, everybody get to punch the balloon.
Okay, well,
Why?
don't put a balloon like that.
Where it go?
Oh, my gosh. Show
Damn
the balloon
balloon.
some love.
Fuck
You
the
know,
balloon.
Yeah, just someone hold
You
the
gotta
balloon.
punch
like-
the punch the balloon.
Y'all, are y'all listening? Are y'all listening?
Some
or
just hold it,
watching?
kill it.
What does
Most
that
definitely.
signify?
We don't know. It's just
Oh, okay.
we're just doing random stuff. That's
I
what
just,
we're
I just
random
don't like
individuals.
balloons. That's all that was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I dated a guy who was afraid of balloons for real.
Like he was a real
Like he
phobia.
could've went on Maury.
Yes.
Or was that his excuse for not using a condom?
Ooh.
Oh, damn. That's a
Did
good
he
question.
use that one for?
Huh?
Did he use that as an excuse for that?
No.
Stay woke, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm
So
gonna say, oh, no,
silly.
he didn't play it on that one, man. He tried it
That's
on that
real.
one.
No, I really think he was afraid of balloons.
True.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
popping or just the way they
Just
look?
the way they look.
True.
Mhm.
Most definitely.
So how did you figure that? Did he like? Did you bring? Like,
I
balloons
bought him
around?
some balloons. He was
Oh.
like, "Oh no, mm-mm." Yeah."
Damn.
Shocking.
I mean, that's a random phobia, but it is what it
Just
is.
like
Some-
Jello. Have you seen that one? Have you heard about that one? The Jello.
No,
Did you ever watch Maury growing up? I watched a
I
lot
did.
of Maury.
I did.
And they have phobias. Women scared of Jello.
Yeah.
Scared of balloons too.
Scared of
and
snakes.
Snakes. Well,
Yeah.
definitely snakes. I would be scared of it too.
Yeah.
But
Everybody
Jell-O.
has their thing.
yeah.
That's the thing.
Right.
Most definitely. The holiday that just passed,
Mm-hmm.
the amorious holiday that it is,
Yes.
Valentine's Day. And a lot of times the couple always have questions about how to spice up their Valentine's Day or the entirety of the week after. Like, with your expertise, like what are some things that people could honestly do to really spice up their relationships on a daily
So
basis?
just every day.
Every day.
I want to say this first and foremost. Start off by, like, you need some foreplay, like texting, just little things. Like, even when you're busy, just text, call, send like kisses or something like that. You know, when you're not with your partners. That way, when you get together, it's like shit. Especially for women, we need that. It's like, damn, I just want to suck his cock. I want to fuck him or some shit like that. You
Yeah.
know. And the same thing with guys. Guys need that too. You know.
True.
Yeah.
I think the misconception
Interesting.
sometimes is that like guys don't need the stimulation that women do, but I think dudes just a little bit. We
Just a
like
little bit,
we like
yeah.
to get a little nude every once in a while. Send
Right.
a pic.
So y'all do like the nudies.
I ain't gonna ask for one, but if you send it,
It's
Yeah.
great. What do y'all do with the
It is.
nudies?
what do
Do
I
y'all
do?
just keep it on archives or do you have fun to it?
I'm gonna tell you the honest answer.
Yeah, I always
Or what?
wanted to know. Like, what do y'all do
No.
with these nudes?
I mean, I got a separate like folder for the nudes that I get. So
Yeah. And what do you do when you
I
see?
they just there. I
You
don't-
don't
Oh, okay.
masturbate to
Yeah.
them?
No, all right. So this is the weird thing. I'm
Yeah.
not one of those people that could. I don't masturbate to like people I know. Like it always has to be some kind of
Oh.
fantasy.
Yeah. Okay.
So what about? All right. So are you somebody that if you're masturbating, what is the thought process going on in your head? Take us there.
Oh my gosh.
Well, what turns I'm a big fan of masturbation, but what turns
Okay.
me on is guys masturbating.
Wow.
So I like to see my guy masturbate, or I'll watch porn with guys masturbating, and I like to hear the sounds. Like I like to hear them all into it.
Yeah. That's
So is there like a favorite porn star you have, or or a male
No.
porn star, or you
Mm-mm.
just enjoy watching it? Is there a specific like race you enjoy watching, or
No.
everyone?
All of it.
Yeah.
True.
Mhm.
Love it.
As long as they're into it and it looks nice, you
Yeah.
know, yeah,
true.
and they're making noise.
So what is the most outlandish sexual thing that you've done with a partner or whatever to spice some things up? So I can take some notes.
So the most outlandish thing I've done, I could tell you the most adventurous thing I've done. Oh, it's like like I don't know how many stories, maybe like 9 to 12 stories. My back was hanging over, and I was having sex. I was being, while my head and back was hanging over, and it was the most exhilarating thing ever.
I was just about to say that had to be the greatest orgasm of all time.
Yes, and it was my birthday. And so it was fun.
That's wild, but I love it.
Yes.
You taking notes? I'm gonna take notes.
I try not to tell. I try to tell people, look, I did that, but be careful if you try.
Right.
Because literally, I thought I was going to fall, but it was sort of like, God, if I fall, this will be the best shit ever. Like, I'll die in bliss.
That's a hell of a way to go out.
It was worth it.
Yes.
You got an adrenaline rush with it, too.
I did.
That sounds so awesome.
Facts.
So how did you kind of like get more in tune with yourself, like realize, okay, that I am this sexual being and this is what I love and this is what I'm going to embrace?
I've always known that. Like, my mother, she used to tell us that sex was not good. Like, seriously, she gave us a book that was like, but even when I was like a preteen, I was watching like porn videos. Like, I just knew, like, I know this is nasty, but I was like masturbating in the shower and humping the bedposts and stuff like that at 14. For real, like, so.
No, so the thing about my sister, she's 10 years older than me, and of course, like, her being that age, everything that she reads turns to stuff that I read. So if she's reading Elaine Harris, Eric Drum, Biggie Zane books, so I'm like 12, and I always thought that was like a little weird, but apparently I have a kindred spirit. There we go.
But the Zane books, you could, as a youngin', you can visualize that shit.
Yeah,
that shit was so real. Like, my mom had, hey, I know you're watching, Ma. Yeah, you had a couple of them laying around. I peeped.
Just laying around.
I watched what was going on.
Just put my dukes on front.
I know, right?
Hey, I said books. I ain't say she was doing it.
Cool.
Hey, gotta clear the air for Mom. Hey,
Miss Andrea.
Yeah.
Right.
So you guys never heard your parents have sex?
No.
Really?
If I did, I completely tried to block it out of my brain. Like, it's going so far deep. It's like down there with like birth and like how traumatizing that would have been. So,
Gotcha.
Right. I had a couple friends who said they had that happen to them. But have you?
Yeah, I did.
Like, they didn't care? Like, or
no,
you just
I think
snuck
when
up
my
on
mother
them?
and father were together, we just were like at the end of the steps, like listening. I don't think they knew they were loud, but when my mother was like divorced, I heard the bed just going against the wall, but I didn't hear her making noise. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be making noise or whatever?
and in that moment, you learned.
I think, right?
Step Daddy wasn't that good. It's right. God, this nigga is terrible.
Right.
He ain't did the fuck you supposed to do.
Nah, hell no. It's
I'm so done.
Yeah, that moment when you older, you just like, hold on. I know what I feel. I know what my mama was doing.
Exactly.
Step Daddy wasn't that
Dub.
good.
Exactly.
And then you realize he probably was a dub, huh? He just.
I
Yeah,
guess
he
so.
like that
I
sometimes.
guess so.
Be like that sometimes. But of course, like sex, the ideal of it, in its physical nature is
Yes.
motherfucking amazing.
Yes, it is.
For you, is there? What is the direct correlation with the mental aspect of sex versus the physical?
It's more spiritual for me.
Okay.
Like, I really like to connect with who I'm with, or, like, especially when I'm giving head. Like, I just go into another zone. Like, it's a spiritual thing for me. Like, I have had sex before, and I have manifested things with my partner, and I've seen things. Like I could see the universe. So, yeah, I couldn't have sex with someone if I didn't have that spiritual, emotional connection. Otherwise, I would be a whore out here.
Do you feel like do you feel like you can get a spiritual connection with a one night stand?
I've never had a one night stand, but I have slept with someone the very first night I met them, and then we ended up having a long term connection. So, and it was spiritual.
Right. So you do believe that those type of things can happen?
Yes, because it's happened to me.
I believe that it can happen too. A lot of people always say that doesn't work, but hey, it could.
Yes, it could.
Because what if you waited so long and the sex was trash? Have you ever had that happen? That the sex was just trash?
Oh my God! Yeah, I did have.
Put him on blast. Put him on blast. What's his name in Facebook?
To try to be.
Oh, dang! He said Facebook. Look.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I did. Like, we were friends, and then we did have this connection, and then finally I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this, and then got there, and that shit was just terrible. Like, it was just not. Oh my God. I was like, I want to go. Like, it was terrible, and I felt bad. And so now they can't even say. I know they want to say, oh, my God, I had sex with Jasmine P Rain, but they can never say it. Never can.
Right. You can never say that happened.
Yeah.
Nah,
so
gotta play it
we
off.
actually had some crazy people
Okay.
chime in,
Cool.
and we asked them send us some crazy questions or any questions that you have in regards to
Okay.
sex, since we have
Cool.
a sex expert up here, or spirituality expert.
Okay.
And
Sexpert.
Uh-oh.
Sexpert.
Is that
Actually-
the proper term?
I guess.
Okay. Okay. But starting off, first player. Well, I don't want to give their name out. So
Man, shut up.
anonymous. Okay.
Anonymous.
Okay. Oh well, this one don't give a fuck. Sherrod Harper. Why do heterosexual men think it's so taboo to receive anal play from women?
Anal play. Why do not all of them do, but why do some of them?
Yeah.
Because there's this stigma attached to, the anal area with guys, like that you're gay. So, but I know some heterosexual men that actually get theirs massaged. You know what I'm saying? And they're okay and they're fully straight. I mean, I feel like that every human has that. And there's a sensation there, and I just feel like it has nothing to do with you being a guy or girl. It's just, if it feels good, it just feels good. And if a girl is doing it to you, then, I mean, why not? Feel good. It's okay. I just think that society, placing that stigma on that.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Getting a salad toss.
Do you have a question? You want me to go to the next one?
I go to all right, so thanks for answering that one. All right, so V Stevenson asks, she says, this is actually a pretty popular question. I had a bunch of likes and stuff on Facebook. Thanks, V. Why is it only considered a threesome when it's two women and a man?
Oh my God.
However, when it's two men and a woman, it's a train.
Mm-hmm.
And that's only going off the assumption that the men are only focused on the woman. She says she thinks they're both threesomes.
I agree. They both are. There again goes society and their opinions on what you should do. I mean, I think that's what do I want to say? Men, of course, they don't want to think that their woman can be with more than one man.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay for the man to have different women, or two women at one time, or three or four, however. And that goes.
Nine his head in front. And my man back here nodding his head like, yes,
Right.
5 or 6 women.
We could talk about that in terms of marriage as well. It's all the same, So I think it's all still a threesome.
True.
Yeah.
I think it's also.
Yeah, because if I had a threesome, to be honest with you, I'm not into girls, so I would want another guy.
Oh, wait, so you said if. So you said if. So you, in your life, you've never had a
I've
threesome?
never had a threesome. I've been propositioned many times, and I've been close many times, but
Just a
no,
little more liquor,
because I
that's
have to have that spiritual connection with the other person.
Truth.
Like I have to have
You have
that
to have
feeling.
it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I have to be the dominant too. If it's another girl.
Oh. Sorry, would you
Yeah.
say you're the more dominant one
In terms of what?
sexual relations?
I'm a submissive when it comes to the sex. I will throw it back and do all of that stuff. But when it comes to, I like saying second, but giving head, I'm the dominant.
There's actually a question that we have from Miss Kamisha Michelle. Thanks, Kamisha. Do men like for their women to be submissive in bed, or do they prefer a sex bully, more dominant type?
I think different men, every man is different. I know some men who they have gone to the studio to get spanked because they like the woman to be dominant. But then I know other men, they like for their women to be submissive. So I'm a submissive.
Yeah.
I want you to talk to me so I could be like, yes, daddy. Yeah, I want you to choke me. I want you to do all of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Facts.
lit. Right.
Have you ever thought about like being a dominatrix or
Yes.
something like that?
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
I looked it up. I researched it, and that shit is real. Like, you have to put in time. Like, they are serious about that stuff. Like, you have to become a what do you call that? What do you call that? What do you call it when you are under the teacher?
Oh, an apprentice.
Yes, an apprentice.
Okay.
Yes.
A sex
Mhm.
apprentice.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. So we had Chad Johnson. He says, how much does spiritual compatibility play a role in great sex?
Like 100%, 110%. In my opinion, some people can like just have physical sex and they're okay. But I mean, I believe that everything is emotional and spiritual. That's my opinion. Exercise to me is like, that's a spiritual thing. It's a mental thing for you to just be able to do that and transform your body. That's my personal opinion. But
Is it a bad thing for men? Because I know a lot of guys, we've just sat and randomly had these conversations where they're there for the sex. 3 minutes out of the 45, however long you're doing it. That's their time. But by and large, the best sex comes from when your mind is absent elsewhere. You're not thinking about coming. You're more focused on your breathing, and your mind's a little absent. Like, how does that play? Do you feel like they're not connected?
you're talking about the guys that are not
Yeah.
spiritually connected?
Well, you're not there mentally. Like, you're there physically, but you're not there mentally. You're just kind of going through the motion.
You're just doing it.
Right.
That's, that to me is sad.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever experienced spiritual sex? Like, can you say you have?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing like that.
No, yeah, I definitely have.
There's nothing like that. Why would you short yourself? Like, I mean, why? Like, so everybody has their path. There are things that they have to go through. So, you know, maybe at some point that would change for that person, and they would get tired of just that physical sex. Yeah. I mean,
And that's why a lot of relationships will not last, because it's just physical.
yeah.
And that's honestly what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I totally agree with what you're saying. Unfortunately, I've had great moments,
Uh-huh.
but they don't last. I don't know what be going on.
Is that because the other person is not spiritually connected? It's just
it's like,
one-sided?
you ever dealt with, like, your boyfriend, he says it a lot, fake deep. I dealt with fake deep guys who say they're spiritual, they believe in this and that, and then once you get into it, and then months down the line, you realize they're not, you know, and you're like,
Yes.
So I've had that happen a couple times.
Yes.
And it's very sad.
Oh
I
my
know.
gosh.
It's like, you're false, you're an imposter.
Right.
But yeah, so you know, maybe one day. But yeah, I definitely agree that it's definitely a different feeling. Like, you definitely want to experience that.
Sex
I
is
swear,
just
you
better when
definitely
you're
wanna
connected.
Yeah,
It is.
Sex is just
you
simply
definitely
better.
want to.
One
You got to get to the crazy
listener
questions.
asked, and we're gonna get to all the crazy ones too. So, in your expert opinion, what are 3 surefire techniques to get my girl to squirt on my face? He's like, wait, what?
First of all,
right.
this goes back to the connection aspect of it. Like, look her in her eyes when you know what I'm saying. Like, even when obviously he's eating her out, right?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say okay.
Unless she
So-
got a mean aim. Mean aim.
Okay, I've done this before.
All right.
I've squirted in somebody's face before. And it was a shock to them. And it was a shock to me because I didn't know I could do it. But it was about that connection. Like, also, it's like, if you are making her feel comfortable and relaxed, I can't explain it. It's like both of you guys have to be relaxed and comfortable and have that connection. I'm telling you. It's like, and it just will come. Don't focus so much on her squirting.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Just focus on the connection aspect of it. Like,
And
being in tune with her.
Does that happen often for you though?
In terms of squirting, how? Like,
Oh, anyways.
oh, I'm a squirter. But but I mean, I'm not really into like getting my vagina eaten. I'm not really into that. So that's why that was
Really?
a shock.
Shock of the fucking
yeah.
century.
Yeah.
Are you real?
Mhm.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
What's your
I could
hesitation
do-
with it?
Oh my God, it's so many factors. I wrote about this in my book.
What's your book?
I don't Happy
She gon-
Head,
yeah,
the
go-
spiritual
Hey,
guide
go ahead
to
and plug that
amazing
real
oral
quick.
Yeah.
sex.
Plug that. Plug that.
Yes,
Where can we find
Happy
it at?
Head, the spiritual guide to amazing oral sex on Amazon and Kindle, and Tokyo Valentino and Buckhead. So
Nice.
Have you,
Yeah.
you been there before?
where?
Tokyo Valentino.
Yeah, my book is there.
Very, very dope place.
Mhm.
Very,
Yeah, I've
very
been there.
cool place.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
We're gonna talk off air about that.
Yeah.
Really?
All right. So we.
I want the book, girl.
I'm,
Mhm.
matter of fact,
So
next
what's
time
your,
I'm
you know
I'm
what?
saying
What's the best tip you can give for oral sex? Like, give me 3 tips to the best.
Shh. 3 tips.
Because I kind of have my own thing I do, and
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know,
Uh-oh.
but I want to know, you know.
From the expert opinion.
Yes.
Well,
Exactly.
it all depends on your guy because every guy is different.
Right.
So you have to first and foremost learn your guy
Mhm.
because some guys like for you to suck it hard. Some guys like for you to suck it soft. So you have to figure it out. Some guys like for you to tug on it. Some guys don't.
Yeah.
Some guys like for you to swallow and, gag and make noises. Some guys don't. So
Amen.
that's first and foremost. You have to figure that out first. The second thing, once you've learned what it is he likes, okay. Oh, let me go back. So you gotta like your guy first.
Yeah.
Because if you don't fucking like him, the shit's going to be horrible. I'm telling you, not going to want to do it. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is once you've learned what it is that he likes, you put in the work.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's just like you just do what you need
Unleash
to
the
do.
beast.
Yes, unleash the beast.
Basically, that's what it is. It's like, okay, that's what
Yes,
it is.
and master it. Master.
Ain't nothing better than that sloppy,
Yes.
just disgusting
That's
great
right.
head.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Okay.
mouth
I mean,
is
I don't
watering.
put myself on front
Continuing
street,
the
but yes.
questions.
We going to Cherry's questions.
Yes.
Those were all right. So we
I'm
about to.
looking at 'em like, ugh.
All right.
Okay.
Well, all right. Before we get there,
Yes.
we're gonna close out the segment with those. Fuck more
Okay.
questions. So of course y'all have the radio show, Happy Head Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Tell people where you can find those things at.
Happy Head Radio is coming back March 6th. So that's on AUMA Radio. So you can follow me on Instagram to find out. But it'll be Mondays, what is it? 8 to 10 p.m. Yeah,
Okay.
so you guys follow me on Instagram, Jasmine P Rain, to find out more about that.
Most definitely. And so you have a YouTube channel,
Yes.
and you give some instructional videos, some different really cool stuff, just some knowledgeable stuff. One thing I found interesting going to your YouTube channel was the comment section.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And as you can imagine, it gets real.
Yes.
Like, how,
Crazy.
do you read the comments?
I
Like, 'cause you gotta do is just slide in there like, yo, I want to eat your pussy right now. And it's like, wait, God, for real?
That's on Instagram too. Like
Oh.
I'm so used to it by now. I get the craziest stuff. I've learned a lot about people just from this YouTube channel.
Right.
Yeah.
Seriously. I have been what do I want to say? Somebody threatened to rape me. Somebody threatened to kill me. Like seriously, these people
Because
take
of
this
what?
stuff seriously. Like they do.
Because
Like,
of the
they
banana.
take-
It was the banana one.
No, it was the zucchini, I think.
They
Yeah,
were mad
yeah.
that you were sucking a zucchini.
Yeah.
Like angry.
You
Like,
and have had people with children that come on there and they're like, this is YouTube, and I'm like, this is adult content,
Yeah.
and it's like age restricted, and somehow you're on here watching this. There was some need you had. That's
Yeah.
why you watched my whole video and commented
And
on
commented.
it. Yes.
With your chair, I was sitting there.
Right.
Oh my God, I can't believe this kid. Just left hand,
Right.
right hand hold the kid, left hand hold him. I can't
Right.
believe this child
Right,
is
it's
watching
That's
this.
so
This is-
vague, right?
This is terrible.
Yes.
It's terrible.
Okay.
All right,
I
so
love my
Well, let's
fans
just go
though. I
ahead and
love
show
them.
that
Uh-oh.
video, right?
Okay.
the
Can you
YouTube video.
get ready to play that video for her? You want to introduce it?
Yes, this is Daddy Dick in My Mouth Will you please? Yes. And this is King James, featuring King James.
King James, homie.
My mouth was designed for this. To have a grip hold for the rest of its days. Through the flaccid softness and the hardest of bricks. I pledge to have your cock in my mouth as long as the blood flows a healthy red. Daddy dick in my mouth, will you please? Your shaft seamlessly pulling in and out of my fly trap. Something about it makes this bitch an incorporeal insane. With envy, my salivating tongue selfishly thrusts itself out in the front. Since the double threat of my lips take a frontal center, they make peace and tag team for the greater good. For the appearance of Big Daddy come is the ultimate goal. Daddy dick in my mouth? Will you please? I need this shit. I yearn for your cock in my mouth as the world looks forward to the upwardness of the bluest sky. Thrust me. Not in my pussy. Not just yet, baby. Not just yet. Maybe not even at all. I'm only focused on the trembles of your defined anatomy. Each muscle working together to embrace the pleasures of an otherworldly experience. The glowing squint of your eyes. The erotic flick of your tongue while you violently grab my hair. Turn me on with delight which makes me cream my panties. Like raindrops beating their hardest wet against the blackest of tar. My mouth waters at the thought of you sloshing upwards and downwards, inward and outward, side to side, hitting the walls of my oral cavity to the pulse of my heart. I yearn for it. I scream for it. I need it like a newly formed addict needs the best drug. Will you be my Walter White? Break me off something bad. Fuck my mouth to dimensions unknown. Daddy dick in my mouth? Will you please? Sit back and relax that anatomical structure the universe made just for you. You've had an elongated day. Let me do all the work. This is my domain until you look me in my eyes, grab me forcefully by the neck, and tell me, stop. But the doubtfulness of that occurring is confidently in my favor. That's right. Grab my fat ass. The fucking world is now in your hands. Softly play with my pierced nipples as I gently and forcefully lick your semen sacs. Let our energy build in preparation for a holocaustal explosion. We're such a great team, you and I want you to travel to places unknown. No passport required. But in these moments of heated sexual pleasure, I'm the controller of this airspace. I'm the captain of this massive ship. And my effortless goal is to introduce you to the land of ecstasy. Daddy dick in my mouth. Will you please?
Ah, that's my shit.
All right. And that's Miss Jasmine P Rain. We can find you on YouTube at
Jasmine P Rain, YouTube, Pornhub, SoundCloud, the Pornetry EP. If you like that, there's like 5 other ones.
Dope.
And yeah.
Dope. All right, so we got a couple like rapid fire questions we got for you. Our comment system is currently going crazy for obvious reasons. All right, so we're just gonna give them to you, answer the best you can, and let's vibe out. So we can go back and forth with them. All right.
Go first.
First question: if a guy nuts and a girl doesn't come, what does that mean?
He's so fucking selfish.
Shit. All right. That's
No, I mean, if it's not, I mean, if you can't help coming, I mean, but if after you come, you help her to come,
yeah.
then okay, that's understandable.
Right, but don't be selfish. out
Yeah,
here,
don't
right?
be
just go
selfish.
take your ass to sleep. No.
Yes, they do that.
Yeah.
If the skin on the penis comes off during sex, what do you do?
Okay.
Thank.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? If it comes off?
you just say some dumb shit.
Like
These are our
if he's
viewers, ladies and gentlemen.
uncircumcised.
Circumcised.
Oh, everybody's so into this uncircumcised thing. Like I had a guy said he doesn't like. This girl said her guy doesn't like for her to pull it back. So I'm thinking, how else would she suck it? I don't know, but anyway, you got to find
Horribly.
out. Yeah, I don't know
Ew.
about that. I mean, just find out what he likes. I don't know.
All right. What's wrong with eating ass?
It's not my personal preference.
I love y'all.
But there's nothing wrong with anything if you like it and your partner likes it. That's my opinion.
And do you think there's a difference between circumcised and uncircumcised sex?
Yes. Oh, I've had uncircumcised sex before, but I didn't really like the guy. He was getting on my nerves, so that just made it worse.
Clingy.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't clingy. He just, I don't know. And then I didn't want to suck it. I mean, that's just my personal thing.
Yeah.
Like that goes back to you having to be connected to your partner. Then you would embrace all of him. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't care if it was uncircumcised.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And another young lady asked, as a female, how do you make yourself come?
I can come just off of words. I come when I'm performing. I'm serious. Like,
As
I
someone who
mean,
see you
I've
perform, I
massaged
agree.
my guy's back and I started coming on his back. So it's just different for me.
Cool.
You're
That's what I-
intense. Everyone's like, damn. Well, yeah, I think that's it for our crazy ass questions. We appreciate you coming
Oh,
in today.
thank
It was
you
so
for
fucking
having
awesome.
me.
Please
Oh,
come back again.
we have another random question
Uh-oh.
from somebody that randomly may be here or maybe not. It says,
Okay.
have you ever met an attractive photographer?
Oh my gosh, someone's in the building. Someone just asked
Completely
that question.
unrelated. Here's our photographer right here.
Listen.
Completely unrelated to the question at hand.
Oh my God. Have I ever met an attract? Yes, I have. I have.
There might be one right here to your left. But thank you, Miss
I'm sure my guy's
Miss
listening.
Jasmine P Rain.
Look, she's a good girl. She's a good girl.
Definitely. All right, so shout us out where you can find you on social media, where we can find you anywhere. You shout out your book, all that good stuff.
Okay, you guys, I have the Pornetry Show coming up March 13th at the Union. It's going to have live performances. It's going to have BDSM demonstrations. I may be nude. I'm not sure yet. Be body painted. So, mud wrestling, a lot of stuff. Free steak for the guys. We're celebrating Steak and Blowjob Day. Also, you guys can check me out on Instagram, Jasmine P Rain, Twitter, Jasmine P Rain, Facebook, also YouTube, Jasmine P Rain, SoundCloud, The Pornetry EP, Jasmine P Rain, Pornhub, Jasmine P Rain.
All that.
Everything
All
Jasmine
that.
P. Rain.
Everything Jasmine P Rain.
Yes,
Cool.
yes,
Yes.
Cool, man.
Thank you guys.
Most definitely.
problem,
Thank you for
girl.
vibing out with us, answering questions, all the good stuff.
It was fun.
Most definitely. We gotta do it again.
Yes.
gotta
I
do it
love you
again.
guys.
Playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
Yeah, it's the young god, Fresh Ali, Fresh Prince of East Atlanta, checking in one time with the Mellow Vibe Show at Instinct Radio. Y'all come get some of these good vibes, man.